Welcome back, viewers, to another review for Exhaust Notes Australia. We have the Kia EV9 Air. This is the entry-level model to the 7-seater fully EV market offered by Kia. So, without any further ado, let's do a bit of a wrap around and start checking out how much space this bad boy has. Let's get into it.
All I'm saying.
Alrighty guys, the Kia EV9 Air shares the same boot space as both of its siblings, 2,318 litres max with the middle and back row down, 333 litres with all the seats up. Button operated here as well as on the key fob. You have a close and close lock option on the inside, as well as another switch in here if you want to open it from the inside from the button. I really like how the charge cable comes with a velcroed bag, just so it doesn't slop around everywhere. You do have your boot cover, so that you can, which mind you does get stuck on the seat belt, so be mindful of that. But nice roller here to keep everything covered if you're carrying valuable goods. Now, if you don't want that at the time, you can carry it with you, so I'm going to show you how that all folds together. So we pull him out of there, lift up this lid. There's two bits of plastic on either side. There we go. Now start with the left side, guys. Left side first. Roll it in there. Then pull the two ends down and it will clip. Once clipped in, guys, place the plastics. And now you're good to fold the seats up. Nice little seat belt here to pull them up and sit them in place. And there we are, guys, back to normal. Let's check out the rest. Alrighty guys, the third row of the EV9 is relatively spacious. Now I've got this set just big enough for me to fit, but there is plenty of leg room in the middle, so you can move it forward and you'll just need to use the rail at the front of this seat. You've got two cup holders on either side. You have a USB charging port on either side and a speaker. The right hand side has a little parcel tray as well. You have your air conditioning in the roof as well as some lighting, and really nice leather seats, guys. These seats are very comfortable. And personally, I find this a really well designed third row. It does seem to fit adults rather nicely. So well done, Kia, on that front. I also like how all the seats have a button release on the top so that the third row can let themselves out. You can also fit two child seats in this row as well as the middle row. Awesome. All right. The second row, guys, is extremely spacious. Like I was saying, in the third row there's a lot of room here for you to give the third row guys their legs back, and it's fine. So this is me as an adult. I've got unreal amount of leg room. Come all the way forward if I want. Ample. As well as that, two cup holders in the middle, one on either side. You got your window control, extra handle, lighting in the top, aircon in the roof, and on top of that, guys, these seats do actually recline a little, just to help you have a little bit of a nap if you need it in the back. I like how there's nothing obscuring your feet in the middle. It's one flat surface, so you can fit lots of luggage in here if you want. There's also a storage bay in here, which actually gobbles my arm right up, and I still can't even reach the back of it. It's extremely large. And there's two extra cup holders just here as well. Plenty, guys. Plenty of room, plenty of cup holders. You can fit two child seats here if you wish. Realistically, guys, this is a really, really spacious car. Fit for any family, definitely. And there's also USB chargers on the side of the seats, and you can control the passenger seat from here as well. All right, onto the front. The EV9 Air frunk. 90 litres of space with a net. How good? Now what about the front? And all the infotainment. Alrighty guys, welcome to the front seat of the Kia EV9 Air. So, let's go through it. We have these nice grey and black seats, which matches the rest of the interior colour. I do quite like the dash. It does not change much between this one and the top spec. In the centre we have our media buttons, we have a nice big volume control switch, and our aircon underneath. In the middle, don't forget your Android Auto Apple CarPlay connection, which is wired, as well as a 12 volt in here. Alrighty, and an extra charging port. This also changes to charging only if you wish. In the middle here, we have a dual cup holder. Now look, honestly, I found these a little bit too big. Even an extra large can still flops around in there. So just be careful of that, guys. Be careful of that. But your gym drink bottle, gonna fit in here easy, and your wallet. You got your parking sensors, your camera, hill descent, auto hold, and wireless charging bay in here. You have, I've got the key in there and a nice little spot to store your wallet. Alrighty, we can't forget the extra large glove box. Alrighty guys, and on top of that, passenger seat controls on this side if you need them. You have heated and cooled seats in the front, and this model has side mirrors, the old school version. It does have auto dimming over the front, which is awesome. Alrighty, onto the center. No head-up display in this model, so we're looking at everything down below here, and honestly, it's just fine. Reads fine. You have your trip and all your standard stuff, your navigation. Now, with the autopilot in this, it is very close to Tesla's autopilot, which is a $10,000 option for Tesla cars, so they've done a good job here to match that for just the price of the car. It's no cost option. So changes lanes on its own on the freeway, it detects other cars in the other lanes, it slows up for you, and it sticks to the speed limit for you. So really great job there by Kia to bring this out as a no cost option. I really rate it, and definitely game changer. Well done, Kia. I also don't mind this steering wheel. It is rather nice, and you have your drive mode selected there as well, and your gear shifts and your start stop are on the stalk. We're going back to column shift, guys. Alrighty, the infotainment, pretty standard from what you see on Kia these days. It does have a car wash mode if you're doing an auto car wash. Now that doesn't really quite work the same if you're doing a hand car wash, just keep that in mind. And you got your same vehicle diagnostics, valet mode. It's all pretty much standard Kia there. Cool, and may as well show you the EV battery window. It does give you plenty of information there. Alrighty, I've had no issues with my phone auto connecting either. And now for the important part, the driving. The Kia EV9 Air, the entry level to the market, weighing in at 2.3 tons and having just a rear motor only. So this is rear wheel drive. It has a 160 kilowatt engine in the back, and for the most part, guys, the feeling of the suspension here is that of your typical SUV. So you feel a little bit raised off the ground, and it does tend to sort of move around a little like your normal SUV suspension allows. It does feel a little bit light in the front end without that front electric motor being there to weigh it down. Not a bad thing by any means. It just feels like your normal SUV. And other than that, it was very absorbent of bumps and anything of that kind. It's fine off-road, and still a very comfy drive nonetheless. Now, with that motor, 160 kilowatts, you do get a 0 to 100 time of 8.2 seconds. Alrighty, and that's still not slow, but it's definitely nothing that blows you away. So this, at an entry level, it's just fine. This drives nice, and it is very proficient to use, but it just doesn't have anything that really blows you away in a sense. That obviously being in a base model makes a lot of sense. So enjoy the rest of this montage, guys. Alrighty guys, so the wrap up for the Kia EV9 Air. This was a tough one. I had the GT line before this, which is the top spec, so I got to see what it's like when it's got everything and what it's like when it's at the entry level. And to be honest guys, for me this one is a bit more of a tough sell than the GT line. The GT line had so much gadgetry, tech and quirkiness about it, with its special paint and everything else, that at its price tag it kind of still made sense. This one guys, at just over 108,000 drive away in this color, it is, for me, it's hard not to look at the EV9 Earth, which is the middle spec, or the GT line, which is the top spec, when looking at this one. At 108 and the top spec being 144, just over, even with the funky paint, the ocean blue matte it was called. For me, this is just too close to that price bracket with not enough features. I think this makes perfect sense as a lease car through work and all those kinds, like a fleet car. This model would make a lot of sense. Everything's nice and grey, easy to maintain. You know, you won't see your scuffs and everything too badly. But with all the missing tech and the safety features, you don't need them, but for the money you're paying, you want to have them there. Like, you're talking a 6-figure car. That's not to say this isn't a good car. It drives well, it's got plenty of space, it does the job that it says it's going to do, by all means. I just think for that price tag, there should be a couple of extra bits and pieces. I think a simple one would have been just to keep the 360-degree cameras and all of that system on board, as a bare minimum. But either way guys, look, it is a good car, it drives pretty well, the range is pretty good, but for me, I definitely, if I was looking at this, I'd probably try and scrape together enough money to push myself into the Earth or the GT line. But let me know what you think, and if you're going to go buy one, let me know how you find it. Thank you very much guys. Thank you Exhaust Notes, and thank you Kia, and we'll see you on the next one.